Richard Giddings. I grew up in South Africa. I immigrated to Australia when I was 24 years old. I have a sense of adventure and love for adrenaline and the outdoors. Outside of my family, my main passion is surfing. The bigger the better. I love the adrenaline rush. I also love foil boarding, mountain biking, which I had done previously competitively, doing 24-hour events and then doing solo 24-hour events. My main feather in my cap was doing the 24-hour World Championship solo. I run as well. I love skateboarding, anything outdoors really. Motorcycle riding, I have a GSA 1250, which I love adventure touring on with my mates and going camping bush. I also have a motocross bike, a DRZ 400. Before I went on the Indo trip, I injured myself foil boarding. So foil boarding is when you use a wing to generate speed and you're on a hydrofoil surfboard. So it has a hydrofoil underneath it. The hydrofoil is incredibly sharp, and I accidentally kicked and levered myself back onto my board and sliced my upper part of my ankle right down to my tendon. So this was, so I spent Christmas Day at Maria Hospital. This trip was super important to me because I had previously been on 2 surf trips over to Sumatra with a bunch of friends, and the boys had always seen me go on these trips, and I really wanted them to live the adventure of being on a surf charter boat, island hopping, surfing the best waves in the world. So the same foot which I had injured, which I was fighting an infection with caused by the foil board injury, I subsequently re-injured halfway through the trip on the bottom part of my foot by a surfboard fin / injury, which I didn't think that much of. It sort of scabbed over within 2 days. But unbeknownst to me, it trapped little flesh-eating bacteria underneath my skin, which then decided to have a feast on my yummy flesh. My doctor phoned me the next day and said she would like to see me. She had seen the discharge notes from the ED. And anyway, she went and sent me off for an ultrasound and subsequently told me to get my ass straight back into the ED as there was something seriously wrong with my foot. They had never seen the bacteria that were in my foot in Australia. They cultured 4 new bacteria in the laboratory. The debridement that they did actually resulted in them cutting out a lot of tissue within my foot down to the tendons to remove the necrotic or dead tissue. The infectious disease team were jumping up and down like kids in a lolly store because it was something they hadn't seen before, and they were really rapt that they get to use their chemistry beakers to try and develop a vaccine for this particular virus that was in my system. I most recently had a motorcycle accident in the Brindabellas on 2 Sticks Road. A kangaroo jumped out of me in front of me when I was doing about 100 kilometres an hour on my dirt bike. That resulted in a broken collarbone which has been plated. All my ribs on my right side being broken, the ones in the front in 2 places, the ones in the back in 1. It also resulted in a collapsed lung and a hemothorax, which needed a chest drain inserted so my lung could be reinflated. You're probably asking yourself, do I have any regrets? No, I don't, because I don't regret catching a flesh-eating bacteria. I was willing to lose my foot for that trip and for the memories I created with my sons. I don't regret riding up a single track, having fun with mates and my son, and I certainly don't regret riding along in Australian bush being hit by an iconic animal. I'm about living. You only get one life. You can't wrap yourself in cotton wool, and it's about getting out there, experiencing every day as it's your last.
Tongue-tied again, how do I break it? A silence sits around the faces like so awkward to make it. I think that you like me, but I don't play maybes. So far deep inside my head again, what you probably thinking, shoot your shot, boy, give it a go. Worst that'll happen is you hear a no.